Welcome back, everybody, to Aggressive Positivity on the Experience. Tonight, we're going to be joined by Brendon and Brian Fraim, who their new book, Sheryl Locke Holmes, comes out tomorrow. So we're going to talk about that when we come back.
Hello.
Hello.
Tommy, can you hear me?
I can. Everything's working properly tonight. Let's hope it stays that way.
I hope. So
Yeah.
how's it been? See any movies once or twice?
I have only been to the theater to see Spider-Man twice since we last spoke.
All right. Well, I think we'll save that for maybe after 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that we should talk about a little bit later. Well, we don't have our 5-week Wednesday months anymore.
Thankfully.
So that just means we got a ton of books coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, a whole lot.
We have a lot of books coming out tomorrow, including this little gem that's coming out from American Mythology, Sheryl Locke Holmes, and the Case of the Murderer Murdered by Murder. Yes. Which will give you an indication.
And it really sets the tone for the book.
Absolutely. So we're going to bring on our guests, Brendon and Brian Fraim. They have been the artists on Knights of the Dinner Table. They've done a lot of the Three Stooges books, Vampire PA, Al Capone. I mean, a lot of the American Mythology books. But welcome to the show, Brendon and Brian. How are you?
We're good. Thank you for having us. Yes, thank you. Great to be here.
All right. So I met you guys at Hershey Comic Con last year, I believe.
Yes.
I think was and back then, I'm just going to kind of get into this right before we get to Sheryl. American Mythology was not at a good place last year.
Well, you can thank Diamond for that.
Well, we never knew what was happening with things, and that was pretty much the big part of our discussion when we were chatting, and just kind of hoping that things would improve, and now they have, because there's distribution again for American Mythology through Lunar and Universal,
and so they're even at Diamond UK. It's because apparently the European
that stayed
Diamond.
Kind of
the company basically,
right?
That portion of it, and then they run it.
Yeah,
you guys probably know more than we do.
Now, I don't really know a lot about the Diamond UK stuff. It looked like I don't even know if somebody bought them or if the people who were running it were just doing a good job and they just kept it. I have no idea.
I'm not 100% sure that was all under the bankruptcy thing. I have to revisit. Yeah. I have to revisit that. I'm not sure.
You don't know national comic sales?
Well,
we've got people we can text and ask. But we don't keep up.
we keep up a little bit. I mean, I kept getting all these bankruptcy letters from the lawyers from Diamond saying, just constantly, and all this, with a lot of paperwork and everybody who they owed and whether or not I was owed money. And it was, I knew a little, but we've been back at it for a few months now with American Mythology titles. But the one that we have Sheryl Locke Holmes. So I'm going to let you guys sort of give the pitch and explain it before Tommy and I we kind of talk about it a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sheryl Locke Holmes is the cousin of the famous detective, and she's in the USA and starting out her detective crime-solving career. Maybe like a few weeks after or when this issue starts, because it goes right into the story. So it's kind of on this issue, Sherlock Holmes and Watson kind of had a little bit of a falling out, and so Sherlock sends Watson off to be with his cousin for a little bit. And it's the culture clash of the English sayings in American culture where we don't know what they're talking about. It's all boulder dash and codswallop and stuff like that.
Yes. Watson's kind of he gets on Cheryl's nerves very quickly. And so they kind of butt heads, but then they learn to work together to solve the case of the murderer murdered by murder.
Yeah, and we did the writing, the penciling, the inking, the lettering, and like the production, put it all together after it was colored by Matt Webb, industry veteran, our pal, who agreed to color it.
And he colored, he's worked for Marvel, he's worked for DC, colored John Byrne's Next Men back in the day.
Wow.
Great stories. He tells a story about how they were all out to dinner, and Mike Mignola had this idea for a comic book called Hellboy, and he's thinking of coming up with a sketch. And Matt's telling him the story, and like, what?
Yeah.
And that he was one time he was at John Byrne's house, and Matt was just saying like, oh man, yeah, I never really had a Kirby page, and John opened a drawer, pulled out one, and gave it to him.
Wow.
Page.
That's incredible.
Boy. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah. No.
That was probably like 30 years ago, but
Tommy, it might have to be 5 o'clock earlier tonight. I'm just saying that. Wow.
Yeah.
I've had somebody come up with a sketch at a show and show me that they had a Kirby sketch, like, and that's like pretty awesome, because you go, oh my, it's like, but well, and Tommy and I were just recently at the Jack Kirby Museum earlier this year when we were at Comics Pro, and that's a religious experience.
It was like I got emotional, like looking at these pieces of Americana that cannot be replicated. Like it's incredible. Comic books is such an American art form that, like, going into, it was the was it the Kerbal Museum, something like that. It's a cultural center in LA, and they did this huge Jack Kirby exhibit, and they had like his uniform from World War II. I can tell you, Jack Kirby was not a tall man. It was on a pedestal, and I was still taller. But it really was something like walking into the Sistine Chapel and looking at the ceiling for the first time. It was all of these incredible original works that sort of gave birth to our whole industry. It is incredible experience. I took many pictures.
We went to the Frazetta Museum a number of years ago.
So we know what
cool.
That same feeling there.
Yeah.
Just to see the paintings, and there were some of his inked work, and there was famous Funnies covers that were, oh my god,
forgot he did those.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, more about us.
Yeah.
All right. So we were talking about Watson's overuse of British slang. And I will tell you that in the first couple of pages, I was like, what is the deal with this? And the first time that she says, the first sentence she says to him about the slang, I literally laughed out loud. I was like, okay, so she feels it too. So well done. That was a well done moment, because I was almost like, this guy is a bit much. And it was good.
That's a perfect way to describe him. Our version of Watson is a bit much.
So which kind of had me like, are we current? Because she was talking about getting Venmo'd. So this is a current Sherlock, but Watson's still kind of back in the early 19th century.
He's just old fashioned.
Yeah.
But credit in like today times, as opposed to late 1800s, but more relatable to the reader.
Yeah.
But
there were I don't know if you're thinking about this for your sketch covers, but there are a lot of great detectives in comic book history that you could team her up with for some of these sketch covers that you guys are working on.
Gee, I wonder who would be top of that list. Somebody with bad ears, perhaps.
Actually,
Dark Knight Detective.
there's quite a few. Basically, anything Ed Brubaker's ever written.
Ralph Dibny.
Yeah. Detective Chimp.
Yeah, there you go.
Detective
The
Chimp.
best detective ever. Detective
Now,
Chimp.
that would be a good crossover.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. That,
Somebody
our
get DC.
absolute Detective Chimp. Yeah. That would just make it sell,
Yes.
So what was your first comic book?
That we created or read?
Or
First
drew.
one you ever read?
What was
your first comic that you ever picked up? Yeah.
Well, there's a little story. We were in
Good.
elementary school. A buddy of ours was into comics. We kind of weren't really,
But we watched all the Saturday morning cartoons, Super Friends, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, the Incredible Hulk. We knew about the superhero lifestyle.
When we were even younger than that, we had like Mego Batmans and Superman. Like I was Batman and Brian was Superman. But anyway, what it ultimately was Spider-Man got the black costume that was alive, and he was telling us about it. And we're like, what? It's alive? What are you? Whoa! So I bought.
This was at a 7-Eleven, by the way, back when you could buy comics at the 7-Eleven.
I
I
know
bought
of it well.
Spider-Man. I want to say 87. It was with that character called the Answer, who was like in purple
and yellow.
I'm not sure if that was the number, but it was somewhere around there. And then
I know the book. Yeah.
An Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man 256, 257, 258, where he was
dislocated his shoulder when he fell off, falling and tried to stop on the wall.
But anyway, it was just like, Spider-Man has a new costume? What?
And it's alive? And then you try something else. You try that.
I think we go back the next week, and I got Secret Wars #4 with the Hulk holding up the mountain on the cover with all the heroes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's an awesome cover. Yeah.
X-Men 283.
183? Probably 183.
Yeah, 183.
Yeah, that would have been about right.
Colossus fought the Juggernaut in a bar, and I remember Brendon thinking like, this issue's lame, but it was like, but Wolverine was out of costume. Again, our little minds were, oh my god, Wolverine not in costume?
What is going on here?
And it just
snowballed from there.
We were always artistic, like we could always draw. We also collected baseball cards, and we knew at the time you can't draw baseball cards, but you can draw comics. So we sold all our baseball cards and just kind of focused on the comics.
Was there a comic that made you want to get into art and draw those? Was there like a time, or it was just because you were in it for so long, reading comics?
I don't think so. I think maybe just comics in general.
Yeah, okay. Just like comics in general. We were just like, wow, I want to do this. Tell the stories, draw cool action scenes, and have Spider-Man punching Dr. Octopus, or
There would be like a cool like somebody else, a shot of like John Romita Jr. Wolverine or something from the X-Men, and we would just redraw it, color it, and like cut it out and put it in like a photo album that we had. It was a big red covered photo album.
Back when you'd have, actually photos shot on film, and then you'd have them developed, and then you go to the photo mat and you pick up the developed pictures and you put them in a photo album.
Mm-hmm.
See, Tommy, they think they're talking to the youngins, that we don't understand these references.
That's for the viewers who are watching.
Because they're the only ones up at this time. Yes.
So I'm also curious. You clearly have a background with role-playing games, with the stuff that you've designed and the art that you've done, and Knights of the Dinner Table being a staple of the role-playing community for 25 years, 30 years?
30 plus, yeah.
30 plus?
Yep.
Did you do a lot of role-playing? Play a lot of role-playing games?
We did a little in high school and in college.
Okay.
Mainly Rifts from Palladium.
Yeah.
That's what we mainly played.
All right.
small group of friends. We all, like every Saturday night in somebody's house. That's where we'd all meet and play. But it was, we didn't do it for that long. Maybe after college, we kind of just drifted away from it. But yeah, we've done a lot of artwork for role-playing game companies.
Yeah.
We just did Hero Games. We just did a cover in like 10 spot illustrations for, it's like a Justice Inc., like Golden Age superheroes,
Pulp hero type thing.
Okay. Oh, cool. Cool.
So after college is when did you get your first comic gig?
1997 from Slave Labor Graphics. It was called The Waiting Place, written by Sean McKeever. And
he went on to work for Marvel and DC.
Yeah, I remember that book.
I think now he writes for like video game companies. Yeah. We did the first 6 issues of that. And then we moved on to Tony DiGirolamo did the Jersey Devil. And
I know Tony. Yeah.
And then we did his character, The Fix. We did 3 issues of that.
And Tony had known the Kenzer guys, and then they were doing the Knights of the Dinner Table Illustrated comic, which was a spin-off of the regular KODT magazine comic.
It was the Illustrated was the characters from the
role-playing game
in the gaming world. So it was Dave's character and Brian's character, El Ravager and Knuckles and Teflon Billy, all them in the gaming world. It was basically reprinting a different way of reprinting the classic strips, just from the character's point of view. Yeah. The original artist was leaving that, and then they kind of, I guess they just offered it to us. I don't remember.
I think we auditioned for it. We drew the first couple pages of the script, and they really liked it, and then we drew that book till issue 41.
Yeah, from like number 4 to 41.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it eventually
that's a good run.
Like retelling stories to new stories.
Yeah. And it also it was bi-monthly, and then I think around issue 15 we went monthly. So from like 15 to 41 we were monthly on that.
Awesome. So then after that, you kind of, where did we go after that? I guess after the dinner table stuff, is that when you start with American Mythology stuff?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
After that, we got to know J.C. Vaughn from Overstreet Price Guide and Gemstone, all that Overstreet stuff. He, I guess, a mutual friend, John Petty, he just brought J.C. to our table at the Pittsburgh Comic-Con, however many years ago, probably 20.
At this point,
25 years ago,
even more, maybe. Well, maybe about 25.
And JC was just like, "Oh, guys, I love your stuff. You want to do a cover for me?" Because they were doing the Overstreet.
It was like a magazine about CGC books that they did,
or no, just comics in general. It wasn't Overstreet Fan. It was something else. I don't remember what it was called. But we did a cover of it was Mr. Miracle, like he was trapped inside a CGC case.
It was a gem mint. It was a 10 gem mint trap.
And then we got to put Darkseid and Desaad and Granny Goodness and
Barda.
Yeah, Barda was there. She was also captured seeing her husband trapped in the CGC case,
trying to bust out.
Yeah, and then
that's awesome.
Later that got used as a free comic book day cover. We had to kind of extend the top because the magazine was more square, but the comic obviously is more rectangular.
Yeah,
so that was cool. And then.
Well, in like 2006, we did Antiques, the comic strip with J.C. Vaughn that ran in the Antique Trader newspaper, weekly newspaper. It was a romantic comedy set against the world's greatest auction. It was fine. It was fun. It paid.
The most important part of every job.
Yes. The checks cleared.
We did a web comic called America Junior with Todd Livingston and Nick Kapitanakis. It was about a small town. Finds out in their town charter they join the union on a temporary basis. It expires. They have to become their own country. We did.
And then, like out of the blue, we got an email from a writer named Evan Coleman, who was like, "I've got this novel. It's coming out from Random House. It's called Wolf Boy. It's about a kid whose older brother dies in a car accident, and then he deals with his grief by creating a comic book universe." And then the novel's going to have comic book pages in it. So, it'll be novel pages, and then it'll have a little like 4 or 5 page comic.
Yeah, it was like how the novel is about how the family deals with the son's death, and then the one youngest son, it was the comic book pages, and
That's clever.
The guy said he scoured the internet and found us and thought we were the right guys for it. So
yeah,
Well, that's awesome.
You get a big job out of the blue, and then absolutely,
yeah, that like paid up front, like 1/3 of it.
First time that ever happened.
Well, we're grown-ups now. We're adults now.
It was a cool experience doing that Random House book because you got to deal with the production and you're talking to the editor of the whole thing, and
it ended on the comic book story, on comic book pages, and they were like, take as long as you need. You do as many pages as you want. So we could still be doing it, drawing it if we want to. But.
Were you paid by the page on those?
I think it was probably, but they lumped it into a third. You get a third, you get a third halfway, and then you get a third at the end, the last third at the end. Yeah. But they produced galleys, which are like soft cover versions of the book that you can mail out to people to get quotes from, and we were like, we don't know anybody, but we had a brief run-in with Stan Lee, so we sent him a galley, just like, well, what the hell? And then
the guy you mentioned before, John Petty, he worked for Heritage Auctions, one of the head comic book guys at Heritage 25 years ago. He went to Stan Lee's house, to appraise some of his stuff because Stan was going to sell it. And he said to Stan, showed him our work, and he was like, give these guys a quote. And he did. So now we have her, if you saw the banner
at the convention,
it has the Stan Lee quote on it.
Incredible.
So you send him the galley, and then we can admit it now. He said, I don't have time to read it, but I'll give you a quote.
Yeah.
He wrote a quote for the novel. And so we were like, hey, Mrs. Editor, how's this for a quote?
We were the heroes of the Random House office that day.
Sometimes the comic gods smile.
And then we also, as like a thank you to our editor, one of the characters from the Wolf Boy novel was Wolf Girl, which was the little sister, and we just drew
that was the girlfriend. She was like
Lila Butterfly was the girlfriend. We drew the Wolf Girl.
And there was it's been a while.
Well, anyway, we sent, just did an original drawing, thanks for everything, and then sent it to the editor. And we heard from, we had to talk to one of the production people, and she was like, oh, that drawing you did for everybody in the office was just talking about it. Everybody, and it was just like one of those things we just did as a, thanks a lot. This is great. Here you go. We appreciate everything you did for us. But I was like, oh, everybody's talking about it. It's just like, well, that's cool, but it was kind of just a drawing we did. But
book people don't get a lot of drawings, so
Stephen world. King Creep Show would have been probably the last time. Okay, so then after you had a real job, what happened then?
We did, I guess, Vampire PA with J.C. Vaughn. We did the Odd Squad with Todd and Nick.
Yeah.
That came out from
Devil's Due.
Yeah.
When that was a thing.
Yeah, it was another comedy series. It was a bunch of paranormal investigators that weren't good at their job. They tried to get it made into a movie. Of course, that's even more impossible than doing a comic. Vampire PA did a lot of commissions off our website.
It's probably then you're heading toward doing the Stooges again. That was J.C. Vaughn. Guys, I wrote this Three Stooges script, and American Mythology is doing this Three Stooges book, and I want you guys to draw it. And they're like, oh, we're not doing anything else, so sure, send it over. Then we drew it. Yeah. And there were a couple edits because it was the first time, and C3 Entertainment, who owned the Stooges, they had to approve everything. And Mo looks a little fat here. Can you thin him out a little? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then they liked what we did. And you guys want to draw another one? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then, that was 10 years ago.
You want to draw another one? You want to draw another one? You want to draw? And it just kept going. And we're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because Greg LaRocque also did I think some of the covers, and I think he did a few interiors on that also, because I got him to do. I've known Greg for a long time, and I always see him at shows, and we were at some show, and I had one of the Three Stooges blanks from the first issue, and I'm like, here, draw the Stooges. He goes, that was my first ever Stooge sketch cover. So it was like, that was pretty cool. And then I got Joe Michael Lisner to do a Super Stooge, so that was pretty awesome too.
Cool. And we sat next to him at a Chicago Con once, like many moons ago.
Yeah. Joe's great. Yeah. He's really, really personable. Okay. So now with you got Sheryl tomorrow, coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
You're definitely making it look like we're going to see much more of her, or, well, not that way. Well, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. You know, there's the black bag covers, you know, maybe.
Well, you definitely have set up in your epilogue that we're going to get more.
Yes.
We're working on it.
Okay. All right.
I kind of like the idea of the one shot with this.
Me too.
Just because it's like, oh, cool, I can pick something up and I can check this out and like it. What's that?
Done in one.
Done in one. Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that a lot, because sometimes it's like, oh, when's the next one coming out? And it's like, well, we don't want this to be several months from now. And you know, which does happen sometimes, and that's scheduling. Keeping that on. But you also have in the back, there was something else that you're working on. Is that now I got to pull it out because I forgot. Carolina Kincaid.
Carolina Kincaid, yes.
She's like our version of Laura Croft, Indiana Jones, with humor, like in Sheryl.
Yeah.
I kind of got the Indiana Jones vibe with the outfit. Yeah.
We actually that one's like done.
Yeah, that issue's done. We got hired a colorist in India that on one of the Facebook groups, you know, like
Colors for Hire.
Yeah.
And we gave until August 31st, which at the time it was like 2 months to do the 30 pages.
So like a month ago.
Thought would be plenty of time, and he finished like 3 days ago.
Wow.
30 pages.
And they're beautiful. It's funny how good they are. We're just, you did this quality work in 30 days? It's amazing.
And he's like, more please, more please.
I bet.
Wait, I'm working on it.
Well, now you have somebody who's ready to get things done.
Yeah.
And now you'll have to keep up with him.
Until he gets swooped up by Marvel or DC. Then, damn it.
It happens all the time. Yes.
I mean, obviously we can't do a monthly schedule just because, you know, truth be told, we're not making any money on this Sheryl book. You know, we're not getting a page rate. We're not.
Yeah.
You know, American Mythology isn't Marvel or DC. You know, as much as
There's a page rate. There's a page rate for the Stooges, but that's because it's a licensed property. But
Right.
Holmes is our thing, so we got to do all that.
So, well, it's your creator own and all the privileges and the luxuries and the joys of being the owner of your stuff. Like every comic store owner who stays in this long enough learns after time. It's like, oh yeah, I used to like money. I used to like eating. That was nice. Yeah.
But thankfully we get a lot of fan commissions, and so that helps keep the coffers full, so we can do Carolina and Sheryl stories, but it also cuts into time to do Carolina and Sheryl stories because we gotta make money. You know, we gotta eat. We got bills to pay, just like everybody else.
And then freelance jobs like the role playing game stuff, and
no, it's that absolutely, because when we had Trish Forstner on last week, you know, I was showing off some of her sketch cover stuff, and like her biggest money maker was doing people's pets. Like everybody wanted to do that. And I think especially right now, going to shows and finding artists and like, hey, do an original drawing for me. Or I always approach that with like, here's a book. And it's like, a lot of times I'm like, do what you feel like doing, have fun, do something that, and a lot of the times when I do that to an artist, they're just like, wait, what, really? I could just do anything. And sometimes they'll give me like, a lot of times they'll just give me the best stuff just because of that, because they were like, yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. And I'm like, awesome. That's great, because now that picture helps tell a story. So,
we get a lot of people who have their theme sketchbooks. So, I have an X-Men book, or I have a Justice League sketchbook, or Doctor Who, or G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
We've done it all.
Have you had, what was probably the strangest request? Have you had anything like that?
Like commissions or?
Yeah, well, commission or yes, like a commission. Yes.
You could be here for the next 3 hours telling you commission stories, what people want. All right, here's one. It's a little bad because it's what I'll just tell you what the person wanted, and you judge for yourself. We're not making any judgments because he was our client, and
No.
No judgment.
No.
Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, like sitting in bed together, relaxing. There's snacks and what have you are surrounding them. And they're 100 years old and topless. Exactly.
I mean, to think that their relationship would last that long, that's kind of sweet.
There you go.
100. Okay. All right. That I might need therapy tomorrow, but all right.
Another commission that was weird, but we still did it because it was kind of like good weird, was Linda Carter. Like, she's captured on a table, Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, a giant serving dish. Yeah. And the Swedish chef from the Muppet Show is like preparing her to cook her.
Well, that sounds like fun.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird. It's different, but it was a fun one. It was very cool. Popular on social media.
I'd say it's very, classic Wonder Woman. She's tied up. Yeah, that's very.
There is a lot of Wonder Woman bondage covers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the early stuff.
Show back in the day.
Yeah.
That's the very Marsden Wonder Woman picture.
But with Linda Carter, she's got to be singing. She has to be singing. So,
She had an apple in her mouth. She didn't actually. I don't think she did.
So, do you have a very popular thing or character that you're asked to draw when you're doing sketches and commissions?
Not really. It varies. I don't even know if we have we always draw blank at the sketch, it can be anything and everything. Yeah.
Do you have a character that you enjoy drawing the most, or do you have a favorite character that you enjoy drawing?
Well, there was a time we had a guy who had themed sketchbooks, and we'd see him at every show, and then he'd have like DC themed sketchbooks, and we're talking about Jack Kirby. We're big fans of Jack Kirby's Fourth World, so we'd always ooh, let's do a Kanto. Ooh, let's do an Orion. Ooh, let's do a Mr. Miracle. Yeah, Herman Wunderbar. Anything. Yeah. So we love all the Kirby Fourth World stuff. Yeah, we're a sidebar. We're also original art collectors, and we probably have 25, maybe more pages of John Burns' Jack Kirby's Fourth World.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah. Very nice. So, all right. So kind of getting into how the sausage is made a little bit. So with Sheryl, you're the writers. So are you both running ideas off of each other? Is there somebody who's mainly writing like a lot of the dialogue, or
for Sheryl, Brendon is like the main writer on that. And then basically I would do first draft, and then pass it to Brian. He makes edits, and that's the second draft. And he gives it back to me, and anything else I want to change, and then back and forth like that. It starts with like I would write it, and then back and forth.
And then with the Carolina Kincaid, it was kind of more my thing. So I wrote the script and then pass it to Brendon, and he does a pass on it and then passes it back to me. And then I, tweak his edits, whatever. And then we end up with a version of the script that we're both satisfied with. And then Brendon starts penciling it and then passes the pages to me and I ink them.
Yeah. Brendon's always the penciler. Brian's always the inker.
That was my next question. So when you're doing the scripts, are you doing any thumbnails at the same time, or do you wait until the script's done?
Wait until the script's done.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Thumbnail it on the script page. Try to leave space. So, maybe like 3 inches by 2 or whatever, that size. That's all I really need. I also do the word balloon lettering by hand. It's not computer.
That is a skill that is sadly being lost. I'm glad some people are still doing it.
Well, we may have somebody later or at some point in the future show, because Dave Sharp, who is also another friend, he does a lot of the DC books. He's a letterer too. So yeah, that is definitely a lost art form, because most of the time now you're seeing a letter is some computer program.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I have more control over where the word balloons go. One of the comics we forgot to mention was starring Sonia Devereaux. And
sorry.
A movie actress, and each issue was one of her movies, and it was a comedy series where parodied the genres. She also spun out of that America Junior webcomic we mentioned earlier. But that was good because there was one scene in Spider Shark versus Snake Bear where like the main villain was having one thought, but then he was having another. But then he was back to this first thought. Then he was back to the second thought. And it was like one of those things going back and forth. That was the gag. And I was able to do the word balloons. Boop, 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 boop. Where like maybe a letterer would have just put it all in one big word balloon. But I was able to break it up. So it kind of
help.
And
help tell the story.
Yeah.
And, move the pages along. Yeah, that's definitely one of the beauties of sequential art. Okay. Tommy, you got anything else for the gentleman?
I don't. I'm excited for your book. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what new stories we can get from this character. I think that the banter with her and old British guy with Watson, there's a lot of comedy there. There's a lot of material to be mined.
It's a puntacular first issue. So
thank you. I have we started the second Sheryl. It's the Sheryl Locke Holmes and the Case of What Is That?
All right.
That sounds on point. It sounds on point. All right. So we talked a little bit about, doing sketches in the convention circuit. What do you got coming up?
This weekend, it will be in Connecticut at Terrificon, Mohegan Sun, Connecticut.
Yeah.
It's a large comic book show. It's not a pop culture show. It's a comic book show.
They do have media guests, but they're kind of comic-centric media guests.
Yeah. I know a lot of friends who do that show and speak highly of that show. And you've done that show a few times, or?
Past 5 years.
Nice. Because, you do real.
Mitch Halleck, who runs the show, is actually a fan of ours and has gotten commissioned and picked him up at the show before.
Yeah. That's nice. Awesome. Yeah. That's fabulous.
Last year or the year before, we did a 11x17 color Captain Carter versus MODOK for him, which turned out really good. He said that was the best MODOK he's ever seen.
Thanks, Mitch. And we did the year before was a Indiana Jones and Short Round color commission for him. Like they were on another adventure.
Yeah, it wasn't. We didn't want set it during Temple of Doom, like maybe it was something after Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
And
And
then signing at a comic book store.
Little store in Central PA, in a little town called Lebanon. Yeah.
Saturday, the 15th of August, I believe.
Yes. So I have the pleasure of having Brendon and Brian at the store on August 15th. So if anybody is watching or watching later, because a lot of people tune in tomorrow morning, we see the numbers go up. And yeah, if they want, they can swing on by and say hi to the guys and pick up a copy of Sheryl Locke Holmes. I'm sure, and other stuff I'm sure you guys are going to be bringing too. So I did clear out one of the distributors, just so you know. I got a phone call today. Hey, there was this order. Is this right? I'm like, yes, it's right.
Cool.
Please send.
Thank you very much.
Anything else after?
We're doing Super Jersey
Summer Spectacular. It's just a one-day show in Jersey, and then we'll be at Baltimore Comic Con.
Yeah, we always do Baltimore.
Yeah, we always do really well there. It's another great comic book show.
It's a comic book
show. I love that show.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Yep. All right. Well, pretty cool. I think it's almost at quarter of there. So,
guys, thank you so much.
Where else
for coming on?
And where else can people find you?
We have our own website, brosframe.com. We're on Instagram, the Frame Brothers, Facebook, the Art of Brendon and Brian Fraim. That's it, I think. We're not on Twitter or X or whatever.
Yeah, all that nonsense. But Facebook and Instagram work good for us. You can find us.
Yeah, I was on the web page the other day when you sent some stuff, and I was like, oh, let me check this out. Yeah, it's pretty easily manageable. So I really enjoyed that. Some of these web pages are like, oh wait, I got to go where to go here, and then it doesn't do the thing. Why are the clouds so angry? So cool. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys, for hanging out with me and Tommy at this late hour. And
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys next Saturday. So.
Yeah.
And everybody, get out to your local comic shop tomorrow to pick up Sheryl Locke Holmes and the Case of the Murderer Murdered by Burner.
Because it happens.
Which is honestly the most appropriate title for this book. It is really sets the whole mood.
All right, we're working on more. We're working on more. We're trying to get it done as fast as we can.
Sounds
excellent.
Great. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Good night.
You both. We really appreciate it. We had a good time.
Thank you.
Cool.
We appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Those guys are awesome.
You're right. That was fabulous, man. That was boy, I really like getting back into their history. Those guys did a lot.
Yeah, they've been around a while. And some of the books that they were talking about, I was like, oh, I read that. Mm-hmm. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. And yeah, really, really cool. But yeah, this book was a lot of fun. I really like the one and done
me too
aspect with it. So yes, hopefully I know I have plenty on the shelves, and if you buy it soon, you can come back and get them signed at the store. So, all right. Whoa. Okay, Tommy. So usually we do a lot of this stuff at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
But we'll go into sales. You know.
Okay. All right.
All right. Sales just at my store. Quantities. Now, I had to peek. And yes, Feral for the year as a series is number 5. It did go past Absolute Superman. And I was actually surprised. Absolute Wonder Woman is in a little back and forth with Batman. Now, Yeah,
That's exciting.
I was surprised. It's like, ooh, I should watch these. I should look at these year-to-date series things. It's kind of like watching a race and see who's here and going. Yeah. Yeah, Farrell hit 5, and it's really, really cool. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Very nice.
All right. So before we get into series for the week, so we'd be at July 29th until today, August 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Single issues by the cover. So number 1, take a guess, Tommy.
What even? I don't remember what came out last week. It's a blur.
It's a blur. Oh, that's right. I forgot to use that detective joke on finding your life or whatever. You lost track of your life. We need a detective.
Yeah.
So Queen in Black, number 1, was number 1, but the blind bag.
Yeah.
We have.
I sold out of mine too.
We have people. I still have some blind bags. I sold a box set of the blind bags too, which isn't in this number count because I don't know where to make that fall because it's one SKU.
Yeah, but it's 10 copies, right?
It's 20
copies. 20 copies, right?
But it's one SKU. So I don't know how to line that one up. Number 2, Feral 25, cover B.
Ooh.
And do you think this is the only time we're going to hear about Feral in the top 3? No, because right behind it, with one less copy sold, Feral 25A cover.
Yeah.
Yes. Which I was like, 2 in the top 5. That's fabulous.
I would love, and I know it's impossible, I would love to see other stores across the country that do the same volume as you and see what they sell of Feral. Because I guarantee you it's nowhere close.
From what I'm seeing on the other bestseller list, it's like that's one of the reasons that motivated me to do this, Tommy. Yeah. It's like, well, not every store's this, and I understand its averages, and I was in statistics, so I understand how, sample sizes work and all that other stuff. In fact, I may have had a conversation with some of those fellows about, hey, you need to be doing this, and that for this stats math to work because it's a little different. And, they kind of said, go away, son, you're bothering me. So at number 4 is Detectives Comics Annual, because, with the logo.
Great issue.
Here was one of my surprises. Number 5, Greatest American Hero, number 1. I was surprised, also a little happy.
I bet you sold the heck out of that book, though, didn't you?
No, not well. Maybe a little. And
honestly, when I say hand sell, I don't necessarily mean that you're at the rack with the book in your hand being like, you should buy this. You are going to talk about that book because you enjoyed it and it makes you excited. And other people in the store are going to hear you do that, and they're going to go pick that book up without ever actually talking to you.
Tommy, we have a saying at AA Comics and Cards in historic downtown Lebanon, Pennsylvania, is we don't sell you anything. We just point to the thing that you already want.
And see, I contend that I'm a terrible salesman, but I love talking about stuff I like. So
yes, and Jay's right. That Action Comics number 1 homage is really good. Yeah, I can't do the thing. Okay. So
I'm afraid to click any buttons because I keep disappearing and then losing audio.
There it is. There we go. Yes, the Action Comics homage is glorious. I too love this. Also appearing second on this list for the second time, Queen in Black number 1 cover A at number 6. The Superman Annual Year 1000 came in at number 7. And the What If Spider-Man came in at number 8, which I get that. I totally get that. And X-Men 34 cover A. And here was the other shocker. Number 10. Absolute Superman 21 cover A.
From 3 weeks prior.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hence, going back to, it's like Absolute Superman said, "Oh no, wait, I can't have a cat book beat me out for the year-to-date sales." You know, they only put out 2 covers. You know,
man, that's crazy.
That was a crazy. Now, for series total, including all the variants for the issues for the same period of the week.
All right, I'm going to guess 1 and 2 is going to be Queen in Black and Feral, and I don't know which one is which.
Feral smoked Queen in Black.
Okay, all right.
Because now we get into all those other covers and and including the 1 in 25, which I think I sold 3 or 4 of those. So and coming in at number 3, which did not make the top 10 list at all, because not one single issue cover was high enough, but because I kind of ran out. I think I ran out of the A cover a little faster than I expected. The Horror of Godzilla, number 1.
Book was so good.
That book was pretty awesome. Yeah. I did some reorder and everything was sold. Like, I think Wednesday I did reorders. I was like, oh man. So I think I got one of the variants coming in, I think. But I'm hoping that goes into a second print and they do really well. Number 4, jumping way high on the list, is What If Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple cool variants with that book. Detective Annual staying in at number 5. I think that actually was where it was. Oh, no, it was number 4. Dropped a spot. X-Men 34 up at number 6. Greatest American Hero, number 7.
That's incredible.
Alias, Red Bag, came in at number 8. Amazing Spider-Man, which was higher on the list, is now at 9. And then 10 is the Superman annual with all the other covers.
Okay.
So it was definitely an interesting week in comics. We had a fairly steady steady week for comic sales, everything. We had a really good Friday. Saturday was slightly slower, and then Sunday was fairly normal to what Sundays are, where I might have a little bit of a pause, and then I got busy. Everybody's like, "You're open on a Sunday." I'm like, sometimes it's my best day of the week.
Yeah.
And if I go, I'm only open for 5 hours, it is definitely my per hour, usually one of my better days of the week.
Yeah.
If I look at it that way. So yeah, we should do the movie review. Did you watch the Stewart Saves the Universe?
I haven't watched that yet. No.
Okay. I watched the first 2 episodes. It's basically Sliders meets The Big Bang Theory.
That's what it looked like. And I like the cast, so
I'm in. I mean, it's like, I'm in. I'm fine. It's silly, goofy, fun. That's kind of that's all it is.
I'll give it a chance. I did not love Big Bang Theory. I watched, I want to say 3 seasons of it, and
the first 3.
Yeah, and I didn't enjoy it. And
those
then
are the better ones. Yeah.
Really?
I think so, because it was more about the comics, and I don't like the term geek nerddom thing. It was a lot more about that. See, after the girlfriends got involved, it turns more into friends.
And see, I think I just enjoy the interpersonal relationships more than the Stewart is not Stewart. Sheldon is autistic. Isn't that funny? And that's what the first 3 seasons felt like to me. It's like, oh, that guy's weird. He does weird things. And I'm like, that didn't entertain me. I jumped ahead to season 5. And it's still uneven, but I like it way better now. So I've watched, I think, about 2/3, 3/4 of season 5. But I have to be in like the right kind of mood to watch it.
Right now, it's all background noise.
Yeah, I'm not really a sitcom guy usually, except Sanford and Son and Golden Girls.
You big dummy.
I remember I was at the shop one day and Sanford and Son was on one of the streaming services. And I was like, oh, Sanford and Son, I love that show. I put it on. Within 5 minutes, I was like, nope, I can't play this in the store. I was like, oh, how did they get away with that on primetime TV?
All of it. Jefferson's, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because even when Jimmy Kimmel did live, they had to censor out basically words. You know, they got censored now, and it's like these aired, you know. So yeah, it's okay. It's again, it's fun. I appreciate what Big Bang Theory did for comics and comic conventions, because it definitely gave a lot more acceptance to the comic world.
When we were arguing with DC that Wednesday is New Book Day, I know I use Big Bang Theory as a thing that, like, this TV show has taught an entire generation that New Comic Book Day is Wednesday. Like, why would you mess with that? That's part of the cultural zeitgeist now from this wildly popular television show. Mm-hmm. Wednesday's New Book Day. Why would you mess with that?
I have no idea. I don't know why they did that. It was traumatizing for me, and trying to get FOCs in on a Sunday was terrible, because I was at shows, you know, especially on the early days. I was doing shows as much as I could because, you know, like Colin Bunn, I had bills to pay, you know, and I was trying to get things done.
I've got a little Cullen Bunn in these stacks here.
You might. Do I? I'm not sure. But you know, after 5 o'clock, after we talk about Spider-Man, I know I got a stack of books. Tommy's got a lot of stack of books.
I got 2 stacks of books. I got so many books.
All right. So do we want to do pick of the week real quick and then go to commercial?
Absolutely. Hit me with yours.
I don't think this is too much of a shocker.
Is it Dead Man?
When you go Dead Man and he's in hell making deals with Satan.
And it's so clever. And like,
this is the most Ice Cream Man like we've gotten in Dead Man, because there are pages that are so wild.
Yeah.
Because they're in hell and it works so much. And just, I mean, Martine, what he did with the art, this is stunning.
Yeah. I'm going to show. What can I show? I don't want to spoil anything. But it's so well done.
It was amazing. Yeah. I'm like, Dead Man.
The levels of hell as a rib cage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we get to explore every one of them.
Yeah. I'm done. That's it.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible storytelling. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My pick of the week is I'm wildly biased because my favorite part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Iman Vellani, has her first creator-owned title, and I'm so excited for her.
She does. I also did check this out.
I loved it so much, and there's so much of her in this that, like, the main character is a young woman from Canada who's Pakistani.
Oh yeah, it's all her. Like, I'm reading this going, oh yeah, she's definitely the main character. Yes.
And if for no other reason, if you're like, I don't really know who she is, I don't know anything about her, I don't know these people. This book is colored by Jordi Belair, who, in my opinion, is probably the best colorist in comics right now and has been for a decade. She is. I don't know. I don't know if Jordi is a man or woman. All I know is that they do some of the best, most atmospheric coloring in comims.
There's definitely a noir-ish kind of feel to this. Yeah.
Yes. Like, this is the second page. This is some just incredible art and spectacular colors. It's a detective story. I wanted to bring this up when we were talking about Sheryl Locke, but I was like, maybe I won't talk about another debut comic while we're talking about their comic. But she would be a great team up for a sketch cover.
Oh yeah.
For Sheryl.
Yes.
Anyway,
I think they would work on each other's. I think they would work on each other's nerves, and that would be delightful.
Yes, it'd be hilarious.
Yes. All right.
All right, so we are going to cut to commercial, and when we come back,
Are we good? I want to make sure we have a good.
are we? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Just checking with the producer. Sometimes they go, "Hey, we got to stretch."
That's true. Yeah.
No, I think Jay, we're good, right?
All right, we
All right.
will be back after this.
Oh, Lobo, it's so much fun to read you. So the first part of the story here is a bunch of assassins. Well, everybody's been basically told to go and kill Lobo by that one guy that has like a giant, like half dome head with like screens all over it. I don't know that guy's name. He was introduced, or he's been around for a little while in the books. But it's funny to see the kind of characters that are sent after him and their interactions and who gets heads blown off when. But that's the front half of the story. And then the second half of the story, of course, Lobo does not get killed by anybody because that would be really, lame to have Lobo end right now in issue 5.
In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
That'd be really great. Thanks.
Welcome back. We are aggressively positive here on the EXP.
We're going to be really aggressively positive now here for the next hour because Tommy, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is. And do you know what? Do you know what it is right now in the world right now? It is the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh, yes, because when it's August, it's Oktoberfest time.
It's pumpkin time.
Yes.
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 I was torn because Evil Genius has a chocolate pumpkin porter called Trick or Treat.
Oh, that's a good one.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
It was like, do I start the Oktoberfest now? So this is officially my first Oktoberfest beer for this year.
Okay.
Or I should say this season. So this is Bell's, which I think is out of Comstock, Michigan. Okay.
Well, this is Southern Tier Brewing, which is, I don't remember where they're from.
So they were
Lakewood,
the
New
first
York.
ones. They were the first ones out of the gate. Sam isn't shipping for another few days. I think they're shipping at the end of the week. And stuff. So, but here we go. Oktoberfest time. Oh, I missed Oktoberfest. Oh, I missed Oktoberfest.
So I wanted to wait until we got on camera to drink any of these, but I bought them yesterday. So this 4-pack is now a 2-pack.
Oh, yeah. Very, very cool. All right, Tommy. So before we hit into the many, 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 many book reviews. So Thursday, the missus and I were going to go out and to eat, and then she didn't feel up to it. And I said, well, I'm going to go see Spider-Man because I don't know when my windows of opportunity were going to be otherwise. So I ended up having to drive to Harrisburg to try to find a theater that had some decent seats-ish. On Thursday night, Tommy, I have not seen theaters this full since, I don't know, Batman 89. I mean, it was maybe Endgame. I was surprised. And I guess it broke all kinds of records. It might be number 2 all-time opening weekend.
Here's what I will say. I have some caveats. I'm going to say Spider-Man has been my favorite superhero since I was 6 years old and got my hands on the very first Spider-Man comic I ever had, which I have a graded copy back there because Spider-Man has brought me a career. Like I love the character. We are now 10 movies deep in the Spider-Man franchise because once they brought Tobey and Andrew in for that last one, that means their movies are part of the same franchise now. So this is movie number 10. And we finally get a comic accurate Spider-Man and Peter Parker on the big screen.
1.053 billion. Is that US? No,
that's
worldwide, right?
Worldwide.
Yeah.
But still, $1 billion opening weekend.
I know, that's crazy.
We haven't had one of those since before COVID, I don't think.
I think it's was it Endgame? I don't know. All
I can tell you is
this is the review I gave to DB, who was going to see it on Friday. I said, okay. I said, so Spidey, he shoots webs, goes to buildings, swings around buildings around New York. Then Punisher comes in and he shoots things, and then the Hulk shows up and he smashes. And saw him Saturday morning. He goes, yeah, you were pretty much right. That's pretty much what happened. I was like, yep. Yes, huge spoilers there. That was pretty much it. I think this is the most adult Marvel movie we've probably had since, I want to kind of say, since Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
We hit some more mature themes, and I don't mean in a, hey now, I mean more in like he's dealing with his loss.
Mm-hmm.
Not just Aunt May, but everybody. All his friends and everything. So this is a lot of grief that he has to deal with by himself. And he's kind of doing that isolation on purpose, you know, and we find that out through. So it is definitely, I thought it was really good with that stuff. I'm going to say something I maybe might sound slightly negative, is John Bernthal as Punisher. I don't know. Everybody seems to be really loving this, but I'm like, you know, he's kind of still Shane, just with bigger guns.
I don't think so.
Kinda, you know, you think I'm not quite seeing the depth yet. Maybe I need to see more.
Did you watch Daredevil and Punisher?
No.
No.
Oh, so I'm just using this reference on the big screen.
Okay. All right.
You know,
I will say,
Shane-like.
when we first meet him in Daredevil, he's very Shane.
Okay.
He's a broken man who makes terrible choices. Over the course of his character arc throughout Daredevil and his own show, and then he got a one-shot a couple months ago that is the most Punisher thing they've ever filmed. It's here's enough plot to get to the next mass killing. Like it's very Punisher. And then at the end of that, we get what is more like the comic book version of Punisher, where with everything else, it has been sort of an exploration of the different ways that PTSD manifests in combat veterans. In his show, it's a lot of different combat veterans dealing, and you see it manifesting in different ways. And his, because he's got all this baggage from being at war, and then he comes home and his family gets killed, and he snaps. And the version that we see in Spider-Man is the evolution of who we first saw in Daredevil. They did a really good job of taking him from this angry, murderous person to someone who's slightly less angry and slightly more prone to not murder. Like
he felt like the Punisher that's in the Spidey versus Punisher story, the comic book. You know, it's like, they're this is why they're doing the buddy thing, because they're kind of doing this in the movie a little bit.
So,
and we didn't have that backstory on that relationship. Now,
right.
Outside of there's 30, 40 comic covers that get homaged, because I guess the bean counter said, hey, this worked in the Daredevil or the Deadpool movie. Let's do it all the time now, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that. We go to the Jean DeWolf storyline where basically she's his Commissioner Gordon. Now that actress, again, has reference to Bernthal because they're both on the Bear TV show.
I haven't watched that.
That show's amazing. She's fantastic. I love her. She is fantastic. I like her so much, and her as that character, like the way she's playing it, is yes. And also Ben Grimm is also on the Bear. But I like that Jean DeWolf, and I kind of like this. Oh, Spidey's doing this thing, and there's with her, and I was almost like, are they going to do the Peter David Death of Jean DeWolf storyline thing already in this? I was like, man, I kind of hope not.
I was really hoping not, and I really want to see her in more. But the Sin Eater story and the Death of Jean DeWolf directly bring us Eddie Brock Venom in the comics. So I don't know. I think an argument could be made that maybe they're going to try to be even more faithful to source material going forward. I don't know. It'd
be kind of nice, but I mean, this was a pretty big movie. And again, then when you give me a Hulk and you give me a Dale Keown Hulk,
I didn't know you could get that big.
I mean, I'm supposed to hate this. Why am I so? You're giving me that one, you know? And again, right out of the comic pages when he's standing over Spidey, when he says, "I didn't know you could get that big," and he looks like that last splash page in the Dale Keown one, and it was. The fact that Tom Holland will be the first Spider-Man on a big screen to get 6 movies, his own movies. Yeah. I really liked it. I really liked the movie a little more than I thought I was going in. And I have to admit, I was a little surprised, but there were good, pleasant surprises, because I think we were serious when it needed to be. And when and again, I'm a sucker. You give me no Banner, only Hulk. I'm in.
I'm a sucker for any scene with Legos. So this movie has something for everybody.
It really did.
All right. We got to stop talking about Spider-Man because we have so many books, and we only have 45 minutes.
So speaking of Spidey, no, let's not stop talking to. We got 2 more issues until 1,000.
Yes.
And Spidey's still not sure about his cousin.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's still not sure what's up, and he's still keeping a close eye. I think that's a good summary for that. You know,
Yeah.
we're getting
This,
this.
Joe Kelly continues to be a very, very good Spider-Man writer. He understands Peter. He understands Spider-Man. And we got some Symbi in this. So, you know.
We did get Symbi.
We got a little Symbi.
Now, keeping up with Spider-Man and talking about somebody who didn't get talked about, well, she was in the movie a lot, I guess. But somebody turned 60. Tommy.
She sure did. She looks great for her age.
That would be Mary Jane.
Yeah. Yep.
Face a Tiger with 3 or 4 stories in here.
4.
And the Straczynski, when it is a 60-year-old Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Visiting Peter's grave because, you know, well, Peter didn't always make the brightest decisions.
Yeah.
And but he was thinking with his heart, and that was amazing. That was the best story.
I mean, the kickoff story in this is by J.M. DeMatteis, who is one of my favorite Spider-Man writers of all time.
That was really good too. Yes, I really like that one.
Yeah, if you like Mary Jane, this is an easy pickup.
100%.
And the last story, the very last story in it, gives us a little bit of a glimpse of what I think the future of Mary Jane is going to be. I think she's going to move away from the actress model and move into producer director roles. That's the vibe I got.
Okay.
So we could be getting some all new Hollywood-esque stories for Mary Jane.
Well, speaking of somebody who is getting in their 60s, not you and I, not yet.
No,
not yet.
Couldn't be me.
Not yet. That would be Fantastic Four. I believe. Is this the anniversary of issue 1?
This is the anniversary, and I did read it.
So, well, no, I'm at the 65 years of the world greatest comic cover. So this is just a comic.
Oh, that's just the covers. Okay.
Sorry. It's just covers. So did I technically read this? Yes. I paged through every single page and looked at all the covers, Tommy. So this counts as a read.
I agree.
But I also did. This was also an anniversary for Fantastic Four 15. That's what you pulled up, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, you know, I've said it many times on this channel, on this show. Ryan North understands the homework assignment. He gets it. He knows how to do the Fantastic Four. And every time, Tommy, I are not smart, but every time after I read a Fantastic Four comic, I feel a little smarter because I learned something.
You learn a little something.
There's like science stuff in there, and he's like, well, you have this, and then when this happens, and then boom, and then we get this. I go, oh, I learned into things, and but this was it was a really good anniversary issue, and we actually go through part of the story because they're trapped, and
you don't have to just take our word for it that this was a phenomenal issue. I get a lot of newsletters from various comic shops across the country because I like to know what other people think. And our Comics Pro pal, Jeff Figley from a comics place out in Bellingham, Washington, his newsletter went out right before we went on the air, and he called this the best single issue story he's read in years. So it's not just us. It's other folks who love comics.
And again, I love as we said with the Fraim brothers earlier tonight, one and done.
Yeah,
one and done. This is great. So absolutely applaud it.
I had 2 other books this week that almost were my pick. There were 3 books that I just kind of went back and forth on until until Ms. Marvel won out because I love her.
I get it.
This What If Captain America.
Dude.
So unbelievably topical. Oh.
Oh,
The speech he gave at the end?
This should have been out last month.
Yeah.
Right before July 4th, because
Agreed.
this is the most patriotic comic in a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
While railing against current badness in the world.
No. This could only happen in the future, Tommy, in 2099, because this is when Cap wakes up in 2099. This couldn't be happening now.
This new batch of what ifs have been just banger after banger after banger. So
this
good.
Might be my favorite what if, and this is I have to look at them, and there was a couple of them that I was like, hey, this was actually really good. This is and this does the same thing. It tells the story. I don't get a history lesson of all the things that happened in X-Men.
Right.
So this was oh boy, I think this should have been out last month.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
I agree
with
you.
A perfect July 4th book. Yeah.
Yep.
It was so good.
So the other book that almost became my pick of the week.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna grab one. Let me see if I can go.
I don't think you will, because I think this is under the radar. I don't know that you would have even grabbed this to read.
Are you sure? Because I'm thinking it was Jughead Pie-mageddon.
A good choice, but no, I did not read that one.
I mean, it's pie in everybody's face.
Yeah.
And they throw a pie at a person and they miss and they hit somebody else, and then they throw a pie at a person and they miss and they hit somebody else. So who doesn't love that? Written by Tom King. This was a complete Archie.
Okay. I was like, why did I order so many of these?
Written by Tom King.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's because you like pie, Tommy. You like pie.
I do love pie.
Yes. Who doesn't like pie in the face? Three Stooges made a career of it. All right.
So
that wasn't it.
That wasn't it.
Okay.
The Omega book from Mad Cave.
Okay. I did not get to that. That's not what
I'm saying.
It's on the shelves.
It's a new number one.
Yep.
Mad Cave has been really on fire this last year, putting out a lot of really, really good books. This one, the core of the story is there's a mad scientist with a bunch of technology, and he dies. And then he leaves his technology to his son, who's a priest, who's been estranged from his father for 10 years. And then his son puts on the goggles and tunes it to the frequency and sees the math of the universe, and suddenly his faith is completely like, oh no, I see how the universe is put together, but I don't see God. It's going to be an existentialist, like, crazy time. I really liked the first issue. It's all set up, and again with the like really moody art and color. Anyway. And then there's like an evil mad scientist too, which we don't get a lot of information on. We just see things that are happening all over the place. Anyway, fantastic first issue from Mad Cave. Again, another fantastic first issue from Mad Cave.
We do. We have a comment, Tommy. What if Cap ate a baby Tho? I don't know.
I don't. I mean, that would be a what if. I don't know how to respond to that.
I'm not sure either.
He would be put in Fort Psycho.
Okay, that nice segue. Right. So I like really this.
I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, because I was expecting this to be crazy.
I thought this was just going to be like all kinds of
the way they pitched this to us at Comics Pro.
Yeah,
it was going to be like a hard R-rated G.I. Joe with crazy balls out action, And this was all set
Not
up,
that. Yeah.
and it was not that. It
But
introduces
we have
us
a
to a
really
bunch
good
of
last page to go. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Here we
Yeah.
go. But the one thing, Tommy, I do have a question, and maybe this is where it's a little on the batshit crazy side, is when the one character that gets killed really early on, and his name is Blue Bishop.
I was going to bring that up. Yes,
And
he's wearing all red.
did I go color? Am I having a stroke?
No,
I mean, it's like
no, that is
okay.
that is what they did. That's what they did. And I didn't have a chance to read all of this yet. But if we're going to continue with Fort Psycho, Comics and Magazine has a Fort Psycho cover.
They do, and a secret variant.
There are 2 different interviews in here that I can't wait to read. One of them is with Matt Kent and Brian Hurt about Fort Psycho, but the other one is Jeff Darrow. There's a huge interview in here with Jeff Darrow. I'm so excited to read that.
You said you're in the bag for Jeff Darrow. Yes,
I am. I am. Yeah.
All right. So some people that you really like, Tommy, made this next book. You love the people at Rocket Ship.
Oh,
So
I do.
So
this was so fun.
Accessories #1 from David Desmalchin and Leah Kilpatrick. This was.
I knew it was going to be fun, but man, they really knocked it out of the park.
The accessories are basically that. They're the henchmen. It's Igor. It's Van Helsing. We're getting.
No, it's not Van Helsing. It's not Van Helsing. It's Renfield.
Not Van Helsing. Oh, it's Renfield.
It's Renfield.
Sorry,
And,
I said Van Helsing. I meant Renfield.
And Mrs. Hyde, who we actually didn't get to meet.
We didn't get to her yet. That's who the other one is Mrs. Hyde. Okay, cool.
Yep. Yeah.
Lot of fun.
Yeah.
Lot of fun.
Everything David's been writing. Well, I guess David and Leah, they've been co-writing a lot of stuff together, and everything has been solid, like really good.
Yeah. All right. What else you got?
All right. So I'm going to do these 2 books back to back because I need you to understand. Not only did I read all of the books that I read, I got caught up on these because I hadn't read them. This is Ripcord #5.
Oh, the Cullen book.
I read all 5 issues of Ripcord today. This is a revenge movie. Make them die slowly. I spit on your grave, like that kind of thing. The main character is in the Australian outback looking for her sister who has gone missing. There's a biker gang. There's a designer drug. And she is ex-military with a lot of training. So the biker gang doesn't fare too well.
Yeah, I think I read the first issue.
I've been buying every Ignition book, and when I transitioned from Richmond Comics to Mulligan's, some of the stuff that was just starting, I kind of fell behind on. Like I had to go track down, I think, issue 3 of this last week. Much like I had to go track down issue 2 of this last week. And I read all the first 4 issues of the other half, which is a delightful heist movie with a married couple where one of them is a PI who's sort of schlubby, and one of them is a high upper crusty, like rich boy who his parents have disowned him because he married this schlubby guy who's a PI. They get hired by a friend of theirs who is like the curator of a museum because there's a giant diamond that's being donated, and the couple is basically, we need you to test the security. And then day 1, the diamond gets stolen. So the whole thing is like, who stole the diamond? It's a fun, old school, sort of like old Hollywood black and white movie kind of vibe. it's just fun. It's a fun caper. Anyway, once again, Ignition, blowing the doors off of everything and everybody. What else have you got?
You are in the bag, so
I am.
I will say that. So we haven't given DC enough love, but we're about to right now. Our Elseworlds title of Supergirl Survive, number 3, issue number 3. This did not go the way I thought it was going to go after
and
issue
it's
2.
So much of this book, I was just like, oh, Kara, girl, no. He's doing her best, but boy.
And then it's like, oh, okay, this happens. And then all of a sudden, we get a dimensional rift going on here. And I totally did not see that coming.
Me either.
And it dominates the second half of the book, basically.
And I will say it is an incredibly interesting twist that the reasonable adult in the room is an imp from the 5th dimension.
Right. And not Mr.
Yeah.
And not Mr.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with this character. I don't know if she's brand new for this book or if she's been somewhere else.
It was delightful.
It
really was. That book did not go where I thought it was going to go at all, and it was fabulous.
The last book ended in kind of a down place, and this one ends sort of on a higher note.
Yes.
So I'm excited for where else that goes.
Okay. All right, Tommy, you got a large stack.
All right. I don't typically read Power Ranger books, but it was a number 1.
It was a number 1, and it was green.
Yep. And so this is Tommy, retired, trying to live quietly. And then Goldar shows up and it's like, I need your help to survive. And it's like, wait, what? So it's a interesting twist on the whole, like, I'm retired. I don't want to do any superheroing anymore. And then one of your biggest villains of all time shows up and asks you for help. If you're a Power Rangers fan, you'll love it. I'm not a big Power Rangers fan, and I found the premise to be intriguing. I know enough about Power Rangers to understand the character.
Who's our writer on that one?
Paul Allore.
Okay, not familiar.
Me neither. I did like the Zord head as sort of I don't know, it's like a monument / house. I don't know, but it was good. It was good. This week sees the return of my favorite team of scientists and their little video money shot.
My review of Money Shot is always the same. It's exactly what you think it is.
Yep. It is clever social commentary, obscured by pornography, like, honestly. It's for those of you who don't know, this is, I think, the 4th series. This is a group of scientists, like research scientists in the future after 4 or 5 anti-science presidencies have completely destroyed all funding for scientific research. And so they have, during this time, we find out about dimensional portals and other realities and aliens and all that kind of stuff. So what they do is they go and they make sex movies with aliens, and that's how they fund their research.
Yes.
It's OnlyFans for scientists.
They're being resourceful.
Yes. The book is often hilarious, always over the top.
Yes.
And it always also has a lot of heart that's sort of obscured by giant wangs and boobs.
It's what you think it is by
the
the title.
Book.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic book.
That's Seeley, right? That's Tim Seeley, right?
Yeah, Tim Seeley, Patton Oswalt are co-writing. Mm-hmm. Patton jumped in with Tim on the last series, so they're kind of doing it together. Back from Mad Cave, Bloodwire number 2. This is basically robots that have gained sentience and are on the run to try and survive. It's a pair of lesbian robots trying to survive. One of them looks human and the other one does not yet. So they're just, this is a chase. This whole book is a chase sequence. So we're 2 issues into Bloodwire. I really like it. I want it to be a movie. Like, I think this could be a cool, like a low budget sci-fi kind of, like, because the robots, like the main character robot, just sort of, I gotta hide this page because there is nudity on it. Like, that's the robot. She's just like in a hoodie with a robot face. So it'd be pretty easy to convert that, I think, onto film. Skeletor's a jerk, in case you didn't know. This is him getting the Beast Nation and the Mer Nation, who have been fighting for generations, to work together to help him take over Eternia. So this is very much like, well, it's Genesis. It's basically the origin story of not necessarily Skeletor, but his army that he builds on Eternia to try to take over. All right, I'm gonna grab a manga. This is The Princess Groom. It is. I did not know it at the time when I went to read it, but it is a manga adaptation of a novel. And it is about this guy who's like the second son of the royal family, and he gets betrothed to this young woman who is like very demure, very respectful, at least on the outside. On the inside, she's kind of like, hey, I need to find out exactly how far I can go with these things. And it turns out all he wants to be taken care of, and she wants to take care of him. And it is, there's a little note from the author in the back about basically this book was him living out his fetish of being basically like the one who gets taken care of in a relationship instead of being the caretaker. It is kind of sweet and kind of weird. And there's a twist where she is actually much better at being the caretaker protector than he is. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it was it's pretty. There's let me find the dude, like there's a shot at him and I'm like, oh here. Like the book is beautiful. Very pretty. He looks like a K-pop artist, which I know all about now because my whole house is nothing but K-pop right now.
I see. All right. How about our friends over at DC? Something that's in the top 5.
Yeah. I love her already.
I like her.
Yeah.
This, and I really like the panel where Damian and Bruce just look at each other. Yeah, you're in. You could stay. You're in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you did what? Yeah, you're in. Yeah.
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 Hired,
she's clearly brilliant, funny, like, and not like trying to be funny. She just kind of is. And this is yet another, we're doing this thing where this issue is sort of a self-contained issue. Like there are threads, there's plot threads running through the back. But when Fraction took over, he was like, I want anybody to be able to pick up any issue and just enjoy it.
And yes, absolutely that is the case there. And when I either cried a little when he said that at Comics Pro and announced it, or I stood up and cheered. I can't remember.
I think we all cheered.
Yeah.
We all cheered. There may have been tears, but I know we all cheered.
I might have cried a little because it's like, finally, somebody's getting it. Please just,
You said the magic word. Absolute.
Okay.
Did you read this one yet?
I did not.
This is the first appearance of Absolute Metallo.
I know of that. Yes.
It is a brutal fight. The whole book is a giant, long fight scene where Kal-El is trying so hard to get through to Metallo. And then the last page is a tearjerker. Like it and this also reads as a one and done story, but it's the first part of, I think, a 5-issue arc. But you could read this issue by itself and get a full story.
I think they say it's kind of like a jumping on point.
Yeah. It absolutely is. This would be a great jumping on point. He's chasing down Brainiac and gets Metallo thrown at him. Like you do. Yeah,
it happens. It happens. Tommy, did we, meaning you and I, maybe me, know that Queen in Black, is it weekly, or did we just get 2 issues back to back because of scheduling kerfuffles?
I think it was 2 issues back to back. I don't think it's weekly, but I could be wrong.
We put in I know I put in 3 or at least up to issue 3 that I put orders in before 1 came out, and I'm going, pre-sales on this is not lighting anything on fire. I don't know how to order this. But we did pretty good on issue 1. So
it's good. It's really good.
I think I really like the last page on this one.
Yeah.
I gotta. Yes.
Okay. Intelligence. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you read the Venom one shot.
I did not get to that.
Okay. I think it's a one shot. It might be a mini. No, it's a mini. It's a mini. Yeah, Eddie's in prison and gets a new lawyer who is not a good lawyer. And the lawyer's basically like, yeah, I can't really help you, but eventually there's going to be like a big crisis and they're going to need your skill set. Do you like shoot lasers out of your eyes? Like, what do you do? And he's like, well, I used to have a symbiote. No, I don't. And the guy's like, you'll figure it out. He's like, I'm not going to be able to get you out, but you can get you out. And then Queen in Black happens.
Right.
And so Eddie's like, it's my chance. Spoiler, it's not. If you're an Eddie Brock fan, especially of the last few years where he's trying to be a better person and failing spectacularly at every time he tries, this is solid. This is solid character work for Eddie. I quite liked it. And I liked villain Venom more than I liked hero Venom until Flash Thompson was Venom, and then I loved Venom. But it's excellent. I thought it was excellent.
All right. This is my last one.
I also read this.
We got a Cap. Cap's still in hell. Also.
Yes, he is.
He did not see Dead Man, though, but he did see Doom.
I like the little scene in the hospital where
somebody else who's there, and again, it's literally, of course he's here.
Yeah.
As he should be. As he should be.
Man, yeah. This I'm excited for him to get out of hell because I want more Cap in the real world. And it's curious to me that Zdarsky's doing this big Avengers event while Cap's in hell.
Yeah.
All right. We got this. We're getting tomorrow one of the most important reprint comics in the history of comics. I don't think I can.
Is this still on the theme of detectives tonight?
It's not.
Because that's also coming in tomorrow.
Yes. No, this is far more important than a Detective Comics 27.
Detective?
Far more important.
Okay.
It's the Tank Girl Summer Love Sensation from 1990. And it's just as insane as it was back then. I reread this for the first time in like 25 years, and I was like, this is exactly as stupid and crazy as I remember. I was a big Tank Girl fan. I love the movie.
I've been getting a lot of requests for Tank Girl lately.
Well,
now we have something again. Yeah.
This was a 3-part story originally printed in Deadline, which was an anthology book back in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. It's this complete whole story. It's got a lot of Australian slang in it. So if you think it'll bother you to hear the kangaroo guy say mental at the end of every sentence, it might not be for you, but I love this. It's crazy, stupid fun. Speaking of things that are crazy and also stupid and somewhat fun, Bad Idea put out a book called Realligator.
I have it. I saw it. Yeah.
It's wordless. It's about big game hunters, and they find this giant alligator and they kill it and cut off its head, and then it gets reanimated and becomes a giant kaiju. And the art is very underground comics of the 60s.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a one and done, absolutely bananas book.
It seems like a lot of the Bad Idea stuff is 1 or 2 issues. Yeah.
Yeah. And it has a preview for Warbird #1,
Yeah.
which the 0 issue I loved. I really like that. So I was one of Bad Idea's biggest like naysayers during their first run, but this wave that we've gotten over the last year or so, overwhelmingly good stuff. Like, this is weird. This isn't for everybody. This is a very strange book. But if you're into very strange stuff, it could be for you. I read Nectar today. I had not read any of this before today. This is the first trade. And holy moly, I don't know where they're going with this. Have you read this?
No, but it was a hot book when it came out. Very hot book.
Have you ever heard of the Dancing Plague? There was, I forget when it was like in the 1700s, 1800s. A whole town, like somebody started dancing and couldn't stop, and the whole town gets mixed up in it, and they're like, a bunch of people die because they can't stop dancing. So somehow mutated butterflies bite people and then cause a dancing plague. That's the basic gist of it.
Okay.
It's on a small island set in, I can't remember what year, 1837. They never tell you where they came from. And at the end of the book, they can mutate into something else. This is the first 4 issues. It's the first story arc. It is clearly going to continue because the 4th issue ends in a place where it's like, okay, it's continuing. It has to. Really, like the town priest really wants to kill people, and it seems like he's looking for any excuse.
What?
The art's very pretty, even when it's being horrific.
Oh.
If you like horror, it's excellent horror title. We had 2 all-age. I'm trying to get through this stuff as fast as I can. I've only got 10 minutes left. 2 different Avatar: The Last Airbender books.
Mm-hmm.
Sokka's Boomerang class is exactly what it sounds like. Everybody's talking about waterbending's the best, firebending's the best, and Sokka's like, actually, boomeranging is the best. Let me teach you how. And everybody sucks at it but him. So Sokka gets to show off a little bit. And then we get this Legend of Korra. And this is, if you have watched Legend of Korra, there is a time where she has been hurt very badly and is in basically physical rehab. And this is a story about Kaya, who is the daughter of Aang and Katara, helping her rehab. And during the rehab, Kaya tells a story about her youth when she went to go basically be a doctor without borders on the frontier of the Earth Kingdom. All of these books have been great. All the Avatar, all the Korra, they're really good. We got new Choose Your Own Adventure. I read this, and my adventure ended after about 7 pages. So there's a lot of adventure to be had in this. There's a lot of different choices you can make. I ended up joining a space circus.
Yes, I would expect that.
Which I think is where I belong. Gail Simone continues to rule Uncanny X-Men. We got a priest that I don't think he's evil necessarily, but he ain't good either. Gambit's possessed by some sort of demonic thing. And Gambit and Rogue have gone off to try and get rid of the demonic thing, and they've left Monet and Quicksilver in charge of the kids who don't get along well with Monet or Quicksilver because they're hard to get along with. I don't know if you know that. I'm 6 issues behind on X-Men, but I'm all caught up on Uncanny because I love me some Gail Simone. Issue 4 from Parts Unknown from Pesto Comics. This is pro luchadors versus vampires. This is where all hell breaks loose, and the vampires basically lock the doors of the stadium, and they're like, "Hey, time to eat all the humans." And the wrestlers are not happy. These guys are absolutely not having it. Issue 3 of Mask. There is a little bit of a twist at the end of this book where they introduce a character that, oh my God, is it Mayhem? Yeah. The bad guy Mayhem is working for, and I did not see it coming. They are, apparently I wasn't paying attention to news or Kirkman wasn't letting it slip yet, but there's yet another franchise from the 80s being introduced in the Energon universe in this issue on the last page. And I had to look the character up because I'm like, that sounds familiar, but I can't remember. Yet another franchise, another toy line that they're bringing in. Masters of the Universe, sort of flaws. Tim Seeley and one of the best He-Man artists in history, Freddie Williams III. He draws every character just crazy, jacked, and huge. And I love it. This is some, like, look at this. And look at that. The book is beautiful. I read this the other day, and now I'm trying to remember what it was. Got another crime noir book where it's called The Smart Division. There is an old school detective, like a forensics detective, and as punishment for both him and her, he gets teamed up with a young, like very eager, very technologically savvy young woman, and they have to try and solve crimes together. It is, I'm trying to find a good page to show off the art. It reminds me of Alias. It's very Alex Maleev heavy. I'm not super familiar with the creative team. Zach Kaplan. Okay, I've read some stuff from Zach. And then the art is John J. Pearson, who I'm not familiar with at all. But it evokes a strong Alias vibe from the Max series. Last thing I have here that I read this week, Side Quests to World Domination. So another manga.
Yep.
It's a reverse isekai. It is an evil queen and her dragon lose a fight, and they end up in the real world, and now she has to go to school, and he works in a convenience store. Like, it's silly and fun. It's a Cosmic Lion who are doing some fun stuff. Anyway, side quests, world domination. And then stuff that I didn't read that I plan to. Girl Meets Rock manga, X-Men Apocalypse thing, reprint of Love Bunny and Mr. Hell for Devil's Due 25th anniversary. New #1 of Death Vigil, which I forget what volume this is. I don't remember if this is volume 2 or 3.
I don't know. I tried, and it was like, oh, I'm missing stuff, so I gave
knew,
up.
Yeah, and it's a chunky issue. It's
a very chunky issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got the trade for Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre, which I read the first issue of this when it came out, and then I sold out of #2 before I had a chance to read it. I was really hoping to get to it, but I just ran out of time. From Z2, Flatbush Zombies 3001, a prequel Odyssey.
Mhm.
This is the prequel to the Flatbush Zombies album. They are banned, and this is the lead into their album. And then Ignition has reprinted Airwalker,
Yes.
which is
Jeremy
a much
Hahn
nicer
is doing
version.
the art. Yeah.
Yeah, much nicer version than the one we had before. Stan Lee and Jeremy Hahn. That's a pretty good
Mhm.
pedigree for a book.
Yep.
And then we got the last issue of Endeavor, which I bought issue 2 when it came out and didn't read it. So I needed to sit down and read all 3 of these before I could really talk about it, and I just didn't have time. But I've decided if Stephanie Phillips is writing something, I'm going to read it. She's become one of those writers for me.
Cool.
And we also got in all of their catalogs, but we don't have time to talk about them.
We don't have time. We've been too busy interviewing. 2 weeks in a row, we had twins on.
Yeah.
Trish is also a twin. Most of the
Oh,
time,
is she?
twins.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
most
that.
of the time, her twin sister's at the shows with her and stuff. And
Oh, that's really cool.
I always go, "Am I stroking out? I'm seeing double." Always teasing. And then Tommy, boy howdy, did I get a whole lot of shipment in from one of my game distributors today. So
Did you get your Hobbit today?
I got my Hobbit today. I got Pokemon restocks.
Oh,
We got Series 3 first partner coming out.
Yeah, I think
also
ours
on Friday. Yes.
I'm hoping ours shows up tomorrow so we have time to deal with it and not have to rush.
I have more coming in tomorrow, I think, from the other distributor. But yeah, it's going to be a big weekend for cards. I hope.
I have a little thing that happened to me yesterday that is only going to matter if you're a retail, because this is for a retailer call. The Zoom call that's happening on Thursday.
Yes.
I got a text message from Joe Murray, the president of Comics Pro. And he asked me if I would like to co-host the Zoom call that they're doing with Kevin Smith on Thursday.
Nice.
With our buddy Rob from
Rob. Okay. Yeah.
Hold on. I got it. Comic Logic.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have no idea what I'm doing. But I'm going to be on a Zoom call talking to Kevin Smith.
Cool. Sounds good.
So if you're a retailer,
I'm going to be on that call. Yeah.
Get in.
I'll be on that call. So, yeah. And so I had a goofy thing come in. I think I can get this in real quick. I had a guy bring in an Amazing Spider-Man #2, a Hulk 3, a Hulk 6, X-Men 2.
Ooh.
Yes, he wanted about 5 times more than what I was going to be able to sell it for. I was like, I was so close to having some really cool books coming in. But we bought a lot of old Magic sealed packs, Tommy. You would be very impressed. Yeah, it goes back to Ursa's Saga. So, yeah.
Oh.
Lots of them. So
I'm so jealous.
Money. All right. So thanks for everybody for sticking around, because we're getting into that time.
Yeah.
And we got to end, and we will see you next week.
Hold on. We gotta plug ourselves, man. You can find me all over social media at Tommy Mad Prophet. I do have a YouTube channel at Mad Prophet Comics, but I have not actually set this up to go there yet. I gotta get on it. My shop is Mulligan's TCG on Instagram. That's the only social media we have, and we barely use it. Paul.
AA Comics and Cards in historic downtown Lebanon, Pennsylvania, near Hershey. The Fraim brothers are going to be visiting us next Saturday on August 15th for a store signing. We're on the face pages, and we have a Discord channel for the store or something too. That's mostly it. I'm going to be gigging at the end of the month, so that ought to go well.
That's exciting.
So, but thanks to everybody. Thanks to producer Jay and everybody at the Experience Network and the Fraim brothers for hanging out with us tonight. And until next week, be good to each other.